Hi, my name is Taylor Kennedy. Many of you may remember my mom, Andy Kennedy, who spoke last year about her faith journey, which included meeting Mother Teresa. As you can imagine, my faith journey is a little bit different than hers. I was fortunate enough to grow up immersed into two religions. My dad is Catholic, and my mom was Jewish. Because of this, my sister and I used to refer to ourselves as cashews, Catholic Jews. I was baptized at the age of 6 and shortly thereafter received my first communion. I think back on those days about attending a different church. When I went to Mass, it always felt rigid and as if I was just going through the motions without it being meaningful to me. In order to help find my spiritual way, my dad would take me to the local library to homeschool my religious education, instead of enrolling me at the church's religious education program. As I grew older, my increasingly busy life began to get in the way, and I inadvertently and gradually distanced myself from God. That was never my intention, but it just happened. As a teenager, I saw many of my friends lose the value of their faith through peer pressure, and this seemed to be me too. I became spiritually lost. I was no longer listening to the voice of God, but one trait always remained in me, my strong desire for helping others. In middle school, my best friend brought me to St. Michael's Church with her family one Sunday for Mass. I instantly felt the warmth and openness of this church and congregation. It was completely different, an experience and the most welcoming experience. It reignited my desire for reestablishing my relationship with God. I began coming to St. Michael's with my friend more often, and ultimately went on my first work camp trip with the church. It was here that I made one of my most important contacts in my spiritual journey, Ted Burkhart. From the beginning, Ted shared with me his wisdom and inspiration of his faith. He inspired me to go on 2 more Habitat for Humanity trips in high school, where I could directly do the Lord's work and help others who need it the most. One day, Ted challenged me by asking, "Have you confirmed your faith?" I never thought about it before. I was a senior in high school and hadn't confirmed my faith. But why? This really hit home, but life went on. In college, as I was preparing to turn my love of helping others into a career, I also tried to dig deeper to answer Ted's question. After graduation from college, I became a registered nurse at Holy Cross Hospital, serving in the mother-baby unit, helping new moms and babies. As I began my new career, while still trying to figure out life as a young adult, something happened that shook my faith deeply. One of my patients, a mom who welcomed her 4th child into the world, died in my hands. On a unit that's supposed to be the happiest of times, immediately became the darkest of times in my eyes. I became profoundly saddened and filled with incredible grief. I couldn't understand why this happened to this loving mom. She was taken away too soon. I went through a range of emotions and began questioning everything. I grew further from my faith. I struggled with this for months. The following year, I witnessed my mom go through the process of RCIA. This truly was an amazing and moving experience, not just for my mom, but also for our entire family, and especially me. It woke me up from this long nightmare and helped me realize that it was time for me to confirm my faith. I asked the one person who challenged me at the beginning of my faith journey and who became my face of Christ to sponsor me for my confirmation, Ted. He became an essential guiding figure in my life and someone I proudly refer to as my godfather. I was back on track and heading down the right road to spiritual fulfillment. I was committed to listening harder and opening myself to the Lord. Later that year, I took a big leap of faith and went on the St. Michael's Jamaican mission trip. I opened myself and let the joy of the Jamaican people into my heart. In a place where the people have so little, they unselfishly offered their happiness and kindness to everyone around them. I witnessed the face of Christ beaming through these incredible people and through many on our mission trip. As we read Matthew 5:16, "Just so, your light must shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your heavenly Father. This life-changing experience allowed my faith to grow, and I increasingly became closer with God. I went on the Jamaican mission trip again this year and would love to continue to grow in my faith by going each year. Throughout this process, it also allowed me to come to terms with my patient I lost. Her condition was fatal, but as Deacon Harvey told me, it was God's plan, and he chose me to be with her and care for her on her very last day on earth. God unconditionally loves us all and has laid plans for us that far exceed our abilities to comprehend, hence faith. As I continue with my faith journey, I listen closely to the call of the Lord. This was my story, and I hope that something I said resonates with you in your spiritual life. As you continue your faith journey, just remember what is said in Psalm 95:8. If today you hear his voice, harden not your hearts. Thank you.